Hey everybody! I wanted to present today on the 5 pillars of fitness for two reasons. One, if you don't know me very well, I try to influence people with their health and fitness through these 5 pillars. You want to concentrate on these 5 areas in order to be the best version of yourself. You're going to feel way better if you're taking care of yourself in these 5 ways. And the second reason is to pass on some of my expertise onto others who may not know very much about health. So, the first pillar of fitness to be conscious of is sleep. Sleep sets the foundation for each and every day. It's important to strive to get 8 hours of sleep a night. The recommended amount is 7.5 hours, and you want to try to make those 7.5 hours be without interruption. So if you find yourself waking up in the middle of the night, stressing about things, and not being able to fall back asleep, then you want to try to take some time to figure out why you're stressing out about those things and relieve that stress so that you can get a peaceful night of sleep. Also, going to bed and waking up at the same time every day and creating structure in your days will help you get a better sleep pattern. As hard as this is to actually do, it's also recommended to not look at screens within 30 minutes of going to sleep. For me, I haven't gotten that great about my sleep pillar. I am on my phone way too much, but I am trying to not look at my phone right before bed because it actually makes it harder to fall asleep. The second pillar of fitness is my absolute favorite, which is exercise. So there's so many different forms of exercise, and people are confused on what's the right way to work out, what's the wrong way to work out. And the answer, in my opinion, is the best form of exercise is to just move, period. You want to make sure you're moving your body every day. The reason why we have muscles is to move, and if you're not moving, you're not really using what you have. There's two types of exercise. There's cardiovascular exercise, which is using your heart, getting your heart rate elevated, and the second form is resistance training. And in my opinion, you should be doing a little bit of both. A trick I learned for cardio is that you want to do however much you weigh in minutes. So I weigh 155 pounds. I strive to do 155 minutes of cardio each and every week. And you can do that in whatever way you like to do cardio, whether that be going for runs, going on bike rides, walking around your block with your dog, doing stairs, bleacher, stadium runs. Just trying to move your body in ways where you're exercising your heart. Your heart is your most important muscle in your body, so try not to avoid cardio because it will help you down the line if you exercise your heart. Now, the other form of exercise is resistance training, which is obviously using weights. There's many benefits to resistance training. The first being that it boosts your metabolic rate, which means that you burn more calories a day the more muscle you have. So let's say you're way too busy with work and you don't get to work out, but you had a crazy workout earlier in the week and you're sore from it, you're still burning a lot of calories because you're recovering from that workout. So the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn a day, if that makes sense. And another benefit to doing resistance training is that it builds your bone structure. So up until the age of 35, we are able to build our bone strength, and our bones can actually get more solid the more resistance training you do over time. So by the time we hit 80 and we're senior citizens, we're going to be able to move a lot better and not be brittle and frail if we had done all that weight training throughout our life. So never be afraid to hit the weight room. The third pillar of fitness is actually a really complicated one. It's nutrition. And this one is hard to speak on because I believe nutrition is different for everybody. It really depends on your genetics. It depends on your body type, whether you're an ectomorph, a mesomorph, or an endomorph. It also depends on the way you were raised, the habits that you have. And it's really hard to write out a nutrition plan for an individual when you don't really know much about them. So the tips I can give on nutrition, one is to avoid processed foods and try to get as many whole foods as you can. Nutrients are super, super important, and in today's day and age, Americans are eating a lot of empty calories and processed foods, and they're not feeding themselves the way they should be. And that's why we're eating way more than we should, is because we're not getting the nutrients we need, so our body feels hungry and we're able to eat so many calories, but we're not actually feeding ourselves with right nutrients. And so when you go to the grocery store, you want to try to shop around the perimeter of the store. You'll notice that the I forget the name, but fruits and vegetables are always on the outside of the store. And if you go into the aisles, all of those foods are processed, meaning they have shelf life, and they actually cause cancer down the road. So you really want to try to avoid shopping through those aisles, as fun as they are and as good as they taste. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't shop in those aisles and that you can't have some fun, but try to at least shop around the perimeter of the store and get the nutrients that you need. The fourth pillar of fitness is stress. It's really important that we're managing our stress. No matter what, whether it be from work, whether it be from relationships, whether it be from a crazy pandemic like the coronavirus, people are bound to be stressed out about things, and it's really important that you are doing things to relieve stress, whether that be, for me, exercise is the best form of stress relief. I always feel so good when I'm done working out, all the endorphin rush and things like that. If you don't like exercise, you might take on meditation or watercolor painting, hanging out with friends and family, anything that might just make you kind of wind down and not have an elevated level of stress. The last pillar of fitness sounds a lot like the first. It's recovery. So yeah, it kind of sounds like sleep, but it's different. In this, I'm talking about doing things like stretching and mobility exercises where you're relieving the physical stress that you have in your body, like neck stress from looking down at a computer all the time. You can also take hot baths, ice baths, hot tub, and even just walking is helping with recovery. So those are the 5 pillars of fitness. If you really strive to work on implementing good habits each and every day, whether they be really small things or big things, it's really going to help with your overall health. The more that you practice bad habits, the more of a compound effect it's going to make overall. So just think, is this good for me? Is this bad for me? What's the better option? And try to do more of the good than the bad. And your health, over time, you will see a difference if you concentrate on it. Hope that you guys liked this little video. I don't even know if anyone's gonna watch it, but I have a Toastmasters speech tomorrow. I joined a club here in Reno, Nevada, and I have to do what's called an icebreaker. It's my very first speech. I'm kind of bothered because I joined Toastmasters to work on my public speaking, meaning when I'm actually in front of people, but now I am forced to do my public speech, my very first public speech, on a video. So kind of frustrated about that, but it's okay. At least I have Zoom to practice my presentation skills. Alright, call or text me if you ever want to talk. I've been bored for like 2.5 weeks and I'd love to talk to anyone. Alright, Bye.